Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to talk about attachments to mandible. So let's start our topic with introduction. Mandible is the largest and strongest bone of the face, forming the lower jaw and holding the lower teeth. It provides numerous muscular and ligamentous attachments which are essential for mastication, facial expression, tongue movement, swallowing and speech. These attachments are located on its external surface or internal surface and also on superior surface as well as along its ramus and processes. First we will talk about muscular attachments to mandible. First muscles that are attached to mandible are muscles of mastication. Second are muscles of facial expression. Third are suprahyoid muscles. Fourth are tongue muscles, and fifth we will talk about other muscles that are attached to the mandible. So first are the muscles of mastication. Mandible is the primary bone for the muscle attachment involved in chewing. Masseter muscle insert on the lateral surface of ramus and angle of mandible. Temporalis muscle insert on the coronoid process and anterior border of the ramus. Medial pterygoid muscle insert on the medial surface of the ramus and angle of mandible. Lateral pterygoid muscle insert at the pterygoid fovea on the neck of mandible near the condylar process. Now let's talk about muscles of facial expressions. Several muscles responsible for lip and chin movements are attached to the mandible, including depressor anguli oris that originate from the oblique line of the mandible, depressor labii inferioris that originate from the anterior part of mandible near the symphysis. Third muscle of facial expression is mentalis that arises from the incisive fossa of the mandible. Fourth is platysma, that is fiber attached to the lower border of the mandible. And fifth is buccinator that originates from the alveolar part of mandible opposite the molar teeth. Now let's talk about suprahyoid muscles that are attached to the mandible. These muscles connect the mandible to the hyoid bone, aiding in swallowing and tongue movements. They include mylohyoid muscle that originates from the mylohyoid line on the internal surface of the mandible. Second is genioglossus muscle that arises from the inferior mental spines that are also called as genial tubercles. Third is digastric muscle anterior belly that originates from the digastric fossa on the inner surface near the midline of the mandible. Then there are tongue muscles that are attached to the mandible. They include genioglossus muscle that arises from the superior mental spine or genial tubercles on the inner surface of the mandible. And then there are other muscles that are attached to mandible. They include superior pharyngeal constrictor muscle that attach to the posterior end of mylohyoid line. Ligamentous attachment to the mandible. First ligament is sphenomandibular ligament that attaches to lingula of mandible near the mandibular foramen. Second is stylomandibular ligament that attaches to the angle of the mandible near its posterior border. Third is pterygomandibular raphe that extend from the pterygoid humulus to the posterior end of mylohyoid line of the mandible. Regional attachments to the mandible. At symphysis mentae or midline of the mandible, there is attachment of superior and inferior mental spines that are genial tubercles. Superior mental spine gives attachment for the genioglossus muscle, and inferior mental spine gives attachment for genioglossus muscle. Second region is body of mandible. On external surface of body of mandible, the muscles attached are mentalis muscle, depressor labii inferioris muscle, and depressor anguli oris muscle and platysma muscle. On the internal surface of body of mandible, the muscles attached are mylohyoid line is for the mylohyoid muscle, digastric fossa for anterior belly of digastric muscle. Ramus of mandible. On the lateral surface of ramus of mandible, there is masseter muscle insertion, and on the medial surface there is medial pterygoid muscle insertion, and also there is mandibular foramen with attachment of sphenomandibular ligament on the lingula. Next is coronoid process where there is insertion of temporalis muscle, and condylar process where that is the neck of the mandible, there is attachment of lateral pterygoid muscle. Function importance of mandibular attachment. First is mastication, as masseter, temporalis and pterygoid muscle provide strong jaw movements for chewing. Second functional importance is speech and swallowing, as genioglossus, genioglossus and mylohyoid muscles for tongue and hyoid movements. Third functional importance is facial expression, as lower lip and chin muscle enable expressions like frowning, pouting and smiling. Fourth functional importance is structural support, as ligaments here stabilize the temporomandibular joint and provide anchorage. Fifth functional importance is neck and pharyngeal support, as attachment to pharyngeal muscles aids swallowing. Conclusion of this lecture video. Mandibles serve as a key skeletal structure for multiple muscular and ligamentous attachments, making it crucial for vital functions like mastication, speech, swallowing, and facial expression. Its anatomical landmarks such as genial tubercle, mylohyoid line, digastric fossa, coronoid process, and mandibular ramus act as a precise anchoring point for various muscles and ligaments. And this was all about ligament attachments to the mandible, that include muscle attachment and ligament attachments. Hopefully you like the video. If you do, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for watching.